Thank you so much for taking time to engage with this work. I'm Ann Barker. I use she, her pronouns, and I live on land that is on Treaty 6 traditional territory and the home of the Métis. Let me begin by thanking my colleagues, the UU Ministers of Canada, for funding this lecture series and for placing your faith in my hands. I am honored and grateful, and I've done my best work on your behalf. And also thank you to the Canadian Unitarian Council, who creates this space for us to have a conference and gather together where we can work with important ideas and projects in support of beloved community. Thank you to the Reverend Karen Fraser Gitlitz, our Confluence lecturer from 2018, for accepting the invitation to attempt to decolonize the introduction. Karen was gracious and courageous, and I am grateful to have her as a colleague and as a partner as we do this important work of understanding our cultural burdens and, more importantly, how we might turn them around. And finally, thank you to my wife, Lori Crozier, who has helped to refine this project through 1,000 conversations and who encouraged me to take risks without being defensive. You are a wonderful partner. There are 3 parts to this Confluence lecture, 3 videos or print scripts, and they are divided up intentionally. My hope is that you will choose to interact with the work, not just listen or read, not just consider its merits as a lecture or as a theory. My hope is that at the end of each part, you will stop watching or reading and take up the invitation that is presented to you. I hope to see you on Zoom on May 14th for the Confluence conversation, following the opening ceremonies of the Canadian Unitarian Council Conference. This year, rather than listen to the lecture together, we will have a live introduction, a short summary, and a conversation about the material. We're giving you access to the lecture now so you can listen or read whenever it's best for you. Each video is roughly 15 minutes long. They are designed to stand alone. They go together, of course, but my goal is for each part to present a distinct idea and for you to have time to engage these ideas rooted in your own context before you move on to the next part. This is personal work, speaking ultimately to our shared faith tradition, but hopefully also to each of us as individuals. In part 1, we are looking at lessons of change. In part 2, we reflect on goals that are important to us as Unitarian Universalists and how we sometimes get in the way of reaching them. In part 3, we bring together part 1, the lessons of change, and part 2, our priorities and our pitfalls, and see if we can imagine a different outcome. Because we need a different outcome. Thank you.